Psychopathy. Just the sound of that word sends shivers down our spines, doesn't it? We often associate it with spine-chilling portrayals in movies and novels, pictures of axe-wielding maniacs reveling in chaos and destruction. But let's take a step back. What if I told you that reality is far less dramatic and far more unsettling? At its core, psychopathy embodies the traits of a master manipulator, an entitled individual who thrives on a cutthroat mentality, devoid of empathy and eager for sadistic excitement. These aren't merely your garden-variety villains. They are cunning strategists, watching from the shadows, studying their victims with razor-sharp precision. They uncover your weaknesses, insecurities, and desires, lying in wait for the perfect moment to strike. When they do, it can send your life spiraling into unpredictability. Now, you might wonder, can we recognize a narcissist in the wild? Unfortunately, there's no simple answer. There's no secret handshake or a telltale sign that screams, "I'm a psychopath." These individuals often exude charm and charisma, skillfully maneuvering to exploit others for their benefit. Remarkably, they might know you better than you know yourself. So, let's break it down. Psychopathy encompasses a set of 21 distinct traits, each rated from 0 to 2. 0 indicating absence, 1 meaning slight presence, and 2 signifying full-blown prevalence. To be labeled a true psychopath, one typically needs to score 30 out of 40 on this checklist. Yet, from my perspective, it all hinges on one critical factor: empathy. If that's missing, they likely fit the psychopath mold, exhibiting a variety of darker traits. They're not just clever, they're sly, playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse simply to avoid getting caught. If they do end up in the spotlight, their remorse isn't about regret for their actions. It's about the fact that they were exposed. These individuals are emotionally, mentally, and at times, physically harmful, often taking twisted delight in the chaos they create. You might not even realize you're ensnared in their game, a chess match where the stakes are control over your thoughts, self-worth, and how others perceive you. They excel at manipulating your reality, bending the perceptions of those around you to turn them against you. And whoever they can charm into their web, they will. As we dive deeper, I want to share some traits that might be easier to spot. But remember, this isn't a foolproof guide. It's simply insight I've gathered from years of dealing with psychopaths. This knowledge could potentially help you evaluate whether that person you met on a date or the one sitting across from you at the coffee shop has a hidden dark side. Let's uncover the truth together. 1. Trust your gut. Have you ever found yourself thinking, something doesn't feel right, even when someone seems charming? This instinctive, primal feeling is hardwired into us, a survival mechanism from the earliest days of humanity. Many women, in particular, have honed this intuition over time, sometimes ignoring it in favor of a captivating smile or sweet words. But when that charming facade starts to crack, and you catch a glimpse of something darker, it's your spirit sending out an urgent alert. So, what should you do when that unsettling feeling arises? Listen to it. It's your inner voice kicking into gear, initiating your fight-or-flight response. Research shows that women often have heightened intuition, so if you sense danger, don't brush it off, act on it. Whether it means cutting ties or simply leaving a situation, trust your gut. 2. The importance of active listening. Meeting someone new? Make it a point to practice active listening. Engage fully with what they're sharing, and don't hesitate to ask specific questions that dig a little deeper. For example, inquire about how they've dealt with tough situations. Can you tell me about a challenge you faced and what you learned from it? Watch their response closely. If they struggle to answer or shift blame elsewhere, that's a warning sign. A person who doesn't readily acknowledge their own mistakes may not be as trustworthy as they seem. Pay attention to how they tell their stories. If each tale is aimed at winning your sympathy, consider it a red flag. People who truly connect don't dive into personal histories without context. Look out for common red flags: superficial charm, a lack of empathy, or an inflated sense of self. Don't let initial charm blind you to the reality beneath the surface. Equip yourself with knowledge about the stages of narcissistic abuse for added protection. 3. Recognizing love bombing. Let's talk about love bombing, a tactic that can feel thrilling but often carries a sinister undertone. It's when someone showers you with extravagant compliments, gifts, and affection at a dizzying pace. You might initially think, wow, this person cares about me, but beneath the surface, their intentions may be anything but pure. In those crucial early moments together, you might find yourself inundated with flattery, from your shoes to how you pronounce certain words. While that's not enough to label someone as a psychopath, those excessive gestures warrant your attention. As you bask in this affection, be cautious of their probing questions. This information can later be weaponized against you. The cycle of love bombing, overwhelming affection, will often shift to withdrawal, leaving you hungry for the affection that once felt abundant. This push-pull dynamic can pave the way for manipulation and devaluation. Spot these patterns early, and you'll be ahead of the game. For the tactic of mimicking, when we click with someone, it's natural to unconsciously mirror their behaviors, creating a bond. However, psychopaths exploit this, strategically mimicking you to fabricate a sense of trust. They may align with your opinions, only to shift their stance whenever yours changes, maintaining an illusion of connection. While some mirroring is natural in conversation, develop the ability to discern when it's genuine versus when it's a calculated tactic. Your awareness can give you the upper hand in navigating these encounters. To be continued. Curious about more traits to watch out for? Feel free to reach out via email. I'd be more than happy to share the full list with you.